Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good morning. I knew I was missing something. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. Back with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Greg Dickerson. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Michael. Good to see you.
Hey, man, you got me literally levitating out of my chair after the first episode because you uncovered two hot topics. The first one here in episode number 2, we're going to talk about carving your own path. When you got into that in episode 1, I could feel your passion, your excitement for helping people. So let's just dig into that more. What does that really mean? Just tell us more.
Yeah. So carving your own path, having the ability to do whatever you want to do from wherever you want to do it and creating your own life on your terms. I mean, that's carving your own path, having unlimited potential, unlimited upside, unlimited future to do whatever you want. And the reason I get so excited about that, I'm a natural born entrepreneur, right? So I was taught at a very young age, if you want something, you need to go figure out how to make the money to get it. So it wasn't handed to me. And we were a middle income family. My dad was a military officer. My mom, was a secretary of Blue Cross Blue Shield. So we were, middle class to upper middle class. But they were no entrepreneurs in my family. And, I went in the Navy right out of high school, didn't go to college. So self-educated, and I built, everything that I built along the way, the hard way, by learning as I go, educating myself, making mistakes, taking action. And, I had to do a lot of what I had to do because I got married young, started having kids. So I had that responsibility young where I had to do what I had to do, meaning I had to take jobs I didn't want just to bring money in oftentimes. And I was not a good employee. I'm an entrepreneur. So, I did not like working for people. I don't like being limited. I don't like a cap on what I can do, what I can achieve, and what I can make, most importantly. I did not like that at all. So I would move, around to a couple different jobs. I had a bunch of different jobs, which again, helped build out my skill set and round me out. And when I finally decided to take that step out of the, full-time W-2 world and become a full-on entrepreneur, that's when my life changed. And again, I carved my own path. I could do whatever I want. I could call my own shots. Now, that doesn't mean, sleep in, not show up and all that. What it means is I had customers and I'm accountable to my customers. I had suppliers, vendors, subcontractors, employees. So I was accountable to them. I had to get things done. But if I needed to go take my kids to school, if I needed to, go to the doctor, if I needed to do whatever, I could do it because, it was my deal. But I still had to meet my obligations in business and things like that. And you have to be disciplined. And I had working hours and business hours, but I was able to do whatever I wanted to do wherever, I wanted to do it. And carving my own path, meaning I could live where I want, I can do what I want. If I want to go start a business, I could do it. If I want to invest in something, I could do it. Whatever I want to do. If I wanted to expand, I could. If I wanted to contract, I could. So it's the ability to create your own future. And, what's really cool to me are the immigrants that come here from other countries. I mean, obviously, this is how this country was built and founded. But even today, you hear these stories of people that come here with absolutely nothing from another country, and they build these huge empires, or they, do these things. And then you have people that are born in this country with all of the advantages, complaining all day, every day. There's no opportunity, So it's understanding and recognizing the opportunity and then getting after it and carving out your own path to be, do, and have whatever it is you want. And nobody's going to tell you no. Only you. You're the only person that can tell you no.
I just got to dig into that a little more. Be, do, have. You said that to me a couple of times. It's starting to resonate. I appreciate it. So somebody reaches out to you via your School of Entrepreneurship. Kind of walk me through some of those early conversations. A lot of people want it, but maybe they don't understand what that really means or where to go. Take us through those early conversations.
Yeah. So, I have courses that are video courses that are kind of like my version of an audio book on video or whatever. So those are different things. I'm starting a business, investing in real estate, whatever. But, if somebody wants coaching and mentorship and what I've done in the past with people, and you talk about that topic of wanting it. So number one, the hardest thing to do is figure out what it is you want. That's the hardest thing to do. What do you want to be? Most people don't have an understanding of that.
Interesting.
And really haven't figured that out. That's the key. You got to figure out what it is you want to be. When I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I wanted to be Rich Dad. Build businesses that generate cash flow to invest in other assets. People coming to you with deals, with opportunities, things like that. That's who I wanted to be. So I did it. Yeah. I could literally see myself, and that's what I did. And I was willing to do whatever it took. So I said before, carve your own path, do whatever you want, wherever you want. But I worked, every day, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. I mean, I was committed. I did, what it took to get it done. And that's the thing, especially in this day and age of the instant, Instacart and Amazon instant delivery and everybody wants it now. People don't want to do a lot of times what it takes, to make it happen. And, you got to put your time in, you got to educate yourself, you got to have a skill that's valuable. Things can happen much quicker now than they ever used to. You can get rich overnight, you can get rich instantly, but you still have to do the work to get to the point to where you can do it overnight, or you can do it instantly. Something's got to click, and then there's the lucky things that happen, like with crypto and stocks and, lottery and things like that, that stuff just falls in your lap sometimes. But, at the end of the day, figure out what it is you want to be, and then figure out who do you need to become in order to be that. And how do you do it? You look at somebody else that's been where you want to be, doing what you want to do. You either hire them to teach you, or you copy them, or you go to work for them, or you do something with them. So those are the ways that I've done it with people. That's how I did it with myself along the way. And that's how I do it now. When I teach people, is kind of drilling down into those core things. And then some of it's technical, where people have expertise in an area and they want to take it to the next level. They want to, get into real estate development or whatever it is. So, it just depends on where the individual is, when we engage and they reach out.
Right. Yeah. So again, it's really interesting. What do you want to be? Because I think if you asked most people at a cursory level, everybody I talk to has a long list of wants, but they're usually about stuff or things. It's very, very rarely, I'm just trying to think as you said that, it's very, very rarely what you want to be, a la you want to be Rich Dad. I wanted to be Robert and Kim. So guess where my path took me, right? It took me that way. That's really interesting. Why do you think that is? Because again, I'm going back to thousands of conversations I've had about wants. They're mostly about stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously most people will say, I want to be rich, or I want to be an entrepreneur, or, whatever. They'll have this general thing, and it has to go much deeper than that. And it's all got to go back to the why, like you just said, okay, if there's something you want, why is that? If you want to be rich, why? What is it that you're really after? Is it, the ability to, own a car or Rolex or, whatever, have the bling, the big house? Or is it something else? And, you've got to really drill down into those types of things in terms of the core motivations of what it is you want and why. And that kind of helps drive you towards, what you want to be. And when I say, what do you want to be? You can be an entrepreneur doing a number of different things. You can be, a small business owner. You can be an investor. You can be whatever, so you just need to figure that out. And a lot of people have a hard time with that because there's so many things. And, people that I work with that have a number of different businesses, they're so scattered on these different things that they never do get the one thing. So you got to really identify what are your God-given talents, gifts, and abilities that you can maximize on that have brought you the best results in the past, and then decide, is that what I want to be? And then, go with that. So, and then a lot of people, just want to be at a certain level, but don't want to be at, the big level. Right. And you don't have to be, 10x everything, that you don't have to be that. You can be very successful at certain levels, and you can enjoy a certain level of success without having to always take it to the next level. So what do you want to be? What is it that you're after? And then you have to quantify that, put it on paper, create a plan, and then work it backwards so that you can get to that goal. So, I mean, if you want to be the best baseball player in the game and that's what you want to be, then that's great. Let's write that down. So what does that mean? I want to be the best baseball. Well, that means I want to be able to hit. What's the best hitters hit? 300, 350, whatever. Well, you need to hit 400. Okay. Well, if you want to hit 400, how does that happen? Right. So you have to break that down and what do you need to do every single day to build your skill sets so that that you can bat 400. You can hit 4 out of every 10 times at bat. So there's things that you need to do all day, every day in order to get there to be the best hitter you can be when you step up to the plate. So, that's where most people fall short. They just think I want to be rich and then it ends there. Yeah, that's the never end. Actually, well, how am I going to do that? What is it that I do that creates value? And then put that, what does that rich mean? What does it mean? Is it $1 million? Is it 10 million? Is it 100 million? Yeah. Quantify that and then work that plan backwards based on your ability so that you can scale to that level. So, That's kind of where the rubber meets the road in that conversation.
That's awesome. If somebody wants to reach out to you, either take your courses or maybe go all the way with with mentoring, how do you want them to reach out? Where should we send them?
Yeah, gregdickerson.com. All the info is there, as well as, my social channels and YouTube channel podcast, gregdickerson.com.
Thanks, buddy.